How does that make you feel, like having like all that support? Like,
Um, of course, honestly speaking, it does feel great. It does feel good. Of course, everybody will want more,
mm-hmm,
but I'm main so just focused on. Let's say if I had only like 10 fans,
mm-hmm,
I still be happy because with me having a certain amount of followers on my Instagram, it's be some main ones that's always there. So those are the ones that make me feel very, very good about being on these social media platforms. I don't have to have everyone on my platform respond, like, comment, but it's those favorite ones that it might end up being 100 or 50, or I might get 20 DMs, or maybe sometimes I might get 5 DMs. You know
mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? But just in general, it's very good to have these platforms supporting you in a place where fans can come and support you and be aware of whatever you're doing. So the support on my Instagram is very enlightening. It's very good. It helped me out a lot. That's the place where I'm like always on there. That's the place that blew up the most. So I have other platforms that I be on, but rarely. I'm also working on being more attentive of those platforms as well. But Instagram is the place to be, man. It's definitely got me to meet some very good artists, some good people. Help my help my streaming platforms grow as well.
For sure. Yeah, that's the first thing I noticed. I was like, oh, you got a huge fan base on Instagram, and I was like, that's pretty dope. I always wonder like how that made an artist feel. I'm sure it made them feel good, but like I just wanted to ask the question. So
I mean, it depends. Some people don't like it, and some people don't know how to handle it because, and you got to understand these social media platforms. Sometimes you can have this many followers and a huge fan base, but you won't get enough response. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? So the response is what really makes me feel good. It's not really seeing that like I get over 70K followers, and it sometimes go up, sometimes it go down, sometimes I gain, sometimes I lose. But just the response of knowing that in these 70,000 people, I can get 100 DMs, I can get 200 DMs, like, and that amount out of that is still good enough. Like I don't need everybody on there to respond to me. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody see it on the time that they see it. I might get this much like later on. I might not get all of them in the right moment. So I
For
like it.
sure. Okay. One last question on this social media topic. Uh, how do you, how do you handle the DMs? Like as an artist, like how do you organize the DMs? Because
Um.
I'm sure it's not just like artists. I'm sure it's like regular people like hitting you up and stuff. Like how do you like
Oh
balance?
yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like super nice sometimes, and
Uh
then I'm
huh.
like super not sometimes. But it all depends. Like mainly, if I see like I can know from your first question or from the first thing that you asked me in the DM if you on some bullshit. If I can click into it, I can know. Like I automatically know like this ain't about nothing. So I won't even respond to it. Probably delete it or just leave it. Most likely, I'm probably just gonna delete it because I don't like seeing it. But
Mhm.
mostly, I get response from a lot of artists. From a lot of the artists who want to connect, probably collab, do a joint, or sometimes I just get some support, some love, and say I appreciate your music. I like your music, and the ones who just you know not serious and just want to just talk or say something. I don't have nothing to say to them. And sometimes I might make a mistake. I might make a mistake. Like out of the 99.9% that I know, like this message, this DM is bullshit. That last percent, I will answer, and I'll be like, I'm mad. I even looked at this. I'll be mad that they even could see that they saw me see it.
Like they know I read it.
Yeah, because it say seen.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, oh shit, why did I click this? Maybe I was in the middle of something and it
Yeah.
popped up, and I made a mistake and clicked it. And I'll be like, I already knew it and I made a mistake. But at that point I have to answer and be like this because you got to be sensitive to people who also follow you and like your music. You know, you don't always have to be harsh, and sometimes you gotta be like, look, this is really only serious inquiries only, or I'll forward them to my manager.
Okay.
Okay, let him deal with it.
All right. That actually ties into my next question that I'm not gonna put up. I'll just read it. So basically, I'm curious to like, because I talked to some artists and some of their managers, like they grew up with. So like, how did you like connect with like your manager?
Um, it's cool if I smoke on here or not.
They do whatever you want. Good.
Okay, okay. That's a good question, and that's kind of a story. But since we on here talking, people getting to know me, then I don't mind explaining a little bit of it.
For sure.
I've not only had one manager before.
Hmm.
So my first manager, I used to be in a group called Mirage. There were four of us. We had a manager. We got a manager who actually put us together as a group.
Hmm.
Just it was a person who was trying to put a group together. He had some connections and he wanted to find some talent and find some artists. So he found us, and that was my first manager that I ever had. And that was maybe when I was like, I think I was about 22, 23. I'm 33 now, so that was like a long time ago.
How was the
And
experience?
recently, yeah, yeah. And, recently, I linked up with not just a manager. I also linked up with this person as a manager, and also did a business deal to where we own our own label. We are a label.
That's nice.
Entrepreneurs label. So on top of that, he also managed me as well. You can find
Hmm.
him in my bio on Instagram. His name is Jeremiah. So
Shout out.
yeah, that's pretty much how I linked up with him. Was actually like social media as well. Just networking and clicked on some stuff, had a good conversation, and introduced me to some people and gave me some knowledge and taught me a few things. And I started to trust him, and then from there he became a manager and as well a business partner. So we business
Okay,
partners, and he as well is my manager.
for sure. So the label you're speaking of, do you guys like have an Instagram?
Mm. Yeah, everything. This is really a joint venture.
Hmm.
UMG Virgin connected to Hit Lab as well. I know you know about UMG.
Hmm.
Name of the label is called Arc UMG.
Okay,
So I'm not just an artist. I actually own this. Own this label, own this business.
for sure.
But Instagram officially, we got an official page as well. I will send that to you as well.
Okay,
Send you that link as well. Got a site, got everything up and running. So I have to just send it to you.
for sure. One last question on this topic we're talking about. Um, so was your goal always to like own your own label versus like getting signed? Like I know some people want to get signed and some people want to be independent. So
Um, I'm still independent as well as
mhm.
having this business and being signed as well. I'm still in like independent.
Yeah,
The deal was pretty much good enough to where I can still be independent and keep ownership of my masters. But I'm not gonna lie. I used to always want to be signed to a big label. Like Columbia Records or
yeah,
Atlantic Records or Rock Nation. All these big labels that's out here. At some point I did have that dream to say somebody's gonna pick me up and take my music and go somewhere with it and do something with it. And once I started learning business more, then I kind of start understanding that it's two sides of the story. You know what I'm saying?
for
Once you
sure.
learn the business, then like, okay, do I really want to do that? And some people say like, okay, you can do it, but you got to make the right deal because a lot of people
Yeah,
make the wrong deal and they just think like they own something, but you can make the wrong deal and don't own something. You can make the right deal with a label and still be able to own your masters and own your brand and own yourself and still have some independency as well.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So my goal was always to pretty much own my own my own label. My because that's a part of my dream as well. Not just an artist. I do pretty much everything. I'm a producer, a writer, a
All
singer,
around talent.
everything. LeBron James. I'm every part of whoever on the team. I play their position. If I need to, I play their position. It just what I'm very very good at is more so is producing. Writing and producing, making beats. And develop my voice as well because that came automatically from birth as well. But yeah, man, I've always dreamed of having my own thing.
For sure. I'm gonna have to hear those beats one day. We'll have to pull
Oh
up the Instagram
man,
on the next one.
I don't think you're ready, man. I don't think you're ready.
uh, yeah, we're gonna have to do that one day
For
for
sure,
sure.
for sure.
All
Hmm.
right. Moving on to another question that I have for you. This one's more so about like features, like who would you like to work with? So the question is, what are some artists? You don't have to do a top five or anything like last time, but
Hmm.
like, is there like a special artist or a special producer that you eventually want to work with, like down the line?
It's so many, and especially today in 2022. I'll say 23 since we at the end of 2022, but in this day's time, it's so many up and coming producers and artists. It's just mad crazy. You can't even keep tabs on everybody because I have some special people that I do want to work with,
Hmm.
but there's some that's coming up, and I'm like, whoa, whoa, okay, no disrespect to the old head, you know what I'm saying? But these young people that's coming up, bro, it's
Different.
insane. It is insane. But some artists that I'll definitely want to work with, as far as like the genre of what I do a lot when it comes to
Mhm.
R&B and dancehall and Afro style, Afro beats and soca music. Uh, I would say I definitely want to work with Chris Brown.
For
Definitely
sure.
want to write a song and make a track with him as well. For sure. I don't even have to sing on it, man. Just let me produce this joint with you, man. Let me write some lyrics,
Yeah,
man. You know what I'm saying? Burn the Boy, definitely.
hmm,
Kid,
for sure.
definitely. I can even take it back a little more. I wish I could get something popping with Ryan Leslie. I don't know if you know Ryan Leslie.
I've heard the name, never heard the music, but yeah.
Uh, uh Ryan Leslie is woo, that man. He was signed to under P Diddy for a while. He was what's her name? First boyfriend. Uh,
It's on that Bad Boy label.
Me and you, just me and you.
Oh, Kate, what's her name?
It's
Uh,
on the tip of my tongue too.
ah,
Um,
is it Casey?
Casey,
Yeah,
that's
there
the
you go.
one who produced her first album and that single, Me and You, who made all that money off that single.
That single was fire.
That single was fire, and that joint was produced and wrote and actually sung first by Ryan Leslie.
Ah,
So that man is dope, man. Ryan Leslie is dope, you know what I'm saying? But there's so many other people I want to work with. Bobby Valentino, even though the guy is crazy, but Bobby Valentino,
one,
great,
yeah. I was
great when it
hearing,
comes
I was
to
hearing
music.
that in high school, bro. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so like I can even go back, but it's so many because when it comes to producing, I pretty much want to be in the studio with a person who not just like, okay, let's just sit down and write. No, I want like, man, you could like make this track together, like really,
Hmm.
really, But you got of course P Diddy. That man is he's a genius
For
mindset.
sure.
Made some great hits with Biggie in as far as today. But it's so many. Bryson Tiller, Tory Lanez. I definitely gotta do something with Tory
Corey.
Lanez. Hopefully one day he see this and know that Mish Money want to do something with Tory
Just
Lanez
put it
real
in
bad.
the universe
Put
for
it in the
sure.
universe. But yeah, those pretty much something I could throw off the top of my head. But it's so many because, like I said, these young ones and just the ones who are popping now, I gotta get something with them.
For sure. And it'll happen the way you're going. you're going like up. So I believe it. All
I
right,
get it.
for sure. I I wanted to ask this question, but I don't know. All right, I'm just gonna go with it. So I did some kind of research earlier.
Okay.
So on Apple Music, they have this they have your top songs. I just want to know if you agree with it. Like the way the way that they are. So I'll read it out.
Tell me what you see as like I'm never seen what you mean by top songs, like how they put them in order or just they have a
Yeah.
list to say my top songs.
Yeah, the list that they have.
Okay.
So they have this song Pounds,
Okay.
Gucci, My Rihanna. Okay, I like that. That would change this list definitely. But that's just me, my order. But Strange Love, which the cover I was trying to get, but they
You could
wasn't
have told me
rocking
to
with me.
send it to you.
I got the cover, but it was like coming out weird. So
Um,
next time I'll put it up. So Strange Love, number 4, and number 5 is Call Me Back. Do you agree? Do you like agree with this ranking?
I really don't. That's crazy. That is crazy. Apple, y'all got me fucked up. Hell no. I don't agree with that. Hell no.
Um,
Like I don't man it, but Pounds was actually a feature. The only thing I did on Pounds, that was a feature that I did a project with somebody featured me on their song and I rapped on there. And I mean, I could say a lot of people did like that song. That's a club banger. I don't know if you heard it, but that's a club banger. And I
that
just
was,
only featured on that track. So maybe it's not, maybe it's up there #1 because it's other artists on there and they got fans and everything as well.
yeah. So that's
What
what I'm
was
doing.
#2?
Number 2 was Gucci.
Gucci.
Yeah. Yes.
Man, I gotta go on Apple and see what they talking about. Gucci. What
Yeah.
song do I have named Gucci? Is it a feature on there?
I believe it was a feature.
Maybe it was a feature. And maybe it was an old man. Look,
Yeah,
that list is all
it was
fucked up.
probably an old one.
Yeah,
So
that's that. They didn't
Gu-
update their shit or something because to me, if you want to say my top to me right now should be Strange Love.
Strange Love is fire, bro.
Man,
I had to
shit.
listen to it in a car. I was like, yeah, no. Like I was listening to it on my phone. I was like, I like it, but like I need the full experience really quick. So I had to listen to that.
Man, why they ain't got that up there? Man, I'm about to go. Okay, I'm gonna have to after we finish. I'm gonna go on Apple and I'm gonna have to write them a message. Change my top
uh,
10. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool. I leave it like that because even some of my old stuff, I actually like some of my old stuff. I don't like a lot of my old stuff because I grew as an
mhm.
artist, as a writer, as a producer, voice change. But no, I definitely don't agree with that list right there.
He was like, yeah, that's a no for me.
Yeah, that's crazy. Nah, nah, nah.
All right. Next question. It's more of like a goal question. Like your overall goal. Like, do you have an overall goal in the music industry? Like, I know it's like owning your masters, of course, and your business ventures, but do you have like, is there like a overall?
Like I wouldn't even put owning my masters as a goal because like business is business. So if a
Mhm.
good business deal come, I wouldn't have no problem with selling my masters if it's a good
Yeah,
business deal. I'm an artist. All my shit is up here. You
yeah,
know what
for
I'm
sure.
saying? So a good business deal, I don't mind, but of course I want to own my masters. Everybody want to own their masters.
Yeah,
I want to just give them away for free. That's when
mm,
it becomes a problem when you hear a lot of artists like, yo, I don't get my master. You either gave them away for cheap or you gave them away for nothing or you ain't getting nothing out of it. So it's nothing wrong with actually giving away your masters. Like Future sold his masters right now, but I don't know was it for 2, 3
I
albums
actually
or
have that
something.
number,
75
65
million,
million.
right?
Oh,
Six,
I thought one of them. Like I thought I heard 65, but it might be 75.
it might be 65 to 75 million. You could take my masters and do whatever the fuck you want to do with them. Take them. You know what
uh,
I'm saying? So that's a very good business deal if you work like that. So yeah, but goals, pretty much my goals is, kind of what we discussed earlier was, owning my own label, being
Mm-hmm.
able to, sign artists and, help other artists and putting other artists on. I got a couple of other goals that don't have to do with music, but music wise, that's pretty much the goal. You know what I'm saying? Like how you see the record labels, Atlanta, Columbia, all them type of labels. I want to be able to be on that status. You know what I'm saying? Have and be way different than what the other labels just do, and be able to offer way more, and just be able to collab way more and do more different things when it comes to overall music as well. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. For sure. Okay. Sticking to goals. Well, one last question on this. Um, when when you first got into like the music industry, like was it everything you thought it was, or was there like something like different about it that you didn't like? Like, are there like pros and cons to it?
Um, that's a good question. I could tell you like this. I've always loved music. I really was more into the music and not the business.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started getting into business, then I said, this is bullshit.
Oh.
Bullshit. But you have no choice. You have to learn the business. You have to get into it. But I was really like, I don't want to do no business. Just let me do the music, pay me, and I do the music. Let's do something, whatever. That's how I was, because it never was about, making no money for me. It was just like, yo, let me just do what I love to do. I want to do what I love
Mm-hmm.
to do. Like, this is what I know how to do. This I'm talented at. This is my blessing. I can do all this stuff, but that's not what I'm good at. Like, yo, I play basketball, I played football, I played stuff, I did stuff. But at the end of the day, what I got down 100% without a blink of an eye is music. You know what I'm saying? But the business of it is bullshit. But once you accept it, you get into it, then you just gotta roll with it, and just make it the best for you. But I'm not gonna lie and say like, yo, nah, bro, it's hard as fuck. It's bullshit, man. It ain't painted like a Van Gogh picture. It ain't like that.
For sure.
It's definitely not like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a learning process, and honestly, I ain't gonna lie. Maybe in the last couple of years, I started getting more interested in the business,
Mm-hmm.
because now that's where my bread and butter come from. You know what I'm saying? That's my bread and butter now. So I start to take it more serious and say, okay, I'm not just gonna be only just do the music and leave me. I'm gonna know the business as well, so I won't get fucked over or do the wrong things, or put something down, do something like this, and some shit happen and I have no control over it. So I decided to start getting more into that note. And still to this day, I ain't gonna lie, I don't like it. I really just be like, yo, try to hit my manager and tell him like, yo, man, look, I'm not with this business shit. Like, tell me what the business is, and I'll say yes or no if I accept it, because I understand English, so I know what
Mm-hmm.
you're saying. But actually, like I'm not gonna be stupid and do like Lil Yachty and just sign some 360 deal or do some stupid shit. But I know how to say yes and no to the right things. But actually, just sitting there and having to know business for business, I don't like it. But I got no choice to do it now, so I'm
Yeah,
in it.
show industry. Straight up.
Yeah, that's the industry. And if you don't know it, and you don't at least know the basics of it, like if I got the basics now, so I'm okay with it. I'm not gonna do nothing stupid. But other and beyond that, I just know how to be like, no, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna try to think too much about it and say too much and get into it. I'm just gonna say no. I'm real simple. With the basics, I learned the basics. I got the basics. Everything else, I'm a learn along the way. But I keep it very simple. No, yes. Simple.
I mean, yeah, like you better know the basics, or you're gonna be on that documentary, "The Rise and the Fall of So and
Oh
So."
yeah. Look, everybody get a rise and a fall, and I wouldn't even call it a fall. It's not even really a fall, because you don't need 10 million fans.
Hmm.
So if you get, let's say you do get 10 million fans, and all 10 million of them fans, or at least 85% of those fans was promoting it, I mean, supporting you. and then you only get down to, let's say, only 1 million out of those fans still support you.
Okay.
How did you fall?
How do you fall?
Yeah, like how do
Well,
you fall? You still got support, you still got fans, you just not selling the same amount or doing the same amount as far as numbers, but you still got a fan base. You still creating music, still working with other artists. So a fall to me is just like you totally gone from music, period. You
yeah,
just
that's how
not
they be
even
making
making a
those
scene.
documentaries, bro. Be like, I was like, did they really fall like that? Like, this is
Yeah,
wild.
like, you know,
And
like they trying to say like the baby feel right now. And I'm like, look,
I
maybe
saw that
people
parking
getting
lot.
used to his, yeah, like maybe people getting used to his music and they got used to his tone and his sound and the way he rap. But that nigga still selling out arenas. He's still selling music. He's still doing shows. He's still making money from it. Maybe it's not as high as he was as far as social media and being on TV and being all out loud with it, but he's still eating.
I mean, bro still got like millions of followers, which
Come
are
on. So if I got 20 million in my account and now I'm only making 5 million, how am I still falling, bro? I just made 5 million. How am I still falling?
uh I, I guess this new media, like, I don't want to take shots or anything, but like, I guess this new media doesn't like really understand the definition of what fall is. To
Yeah,
me, fall is like when you have millions. No, the top is when you have millions, right? And then to
yeah.
me, a fall is like when it's zero.
Exactly. Then you could say, yeah, you a piece of shit. You ain't got shit. You fell off. You done. You
Yeah.
done. You not nowhere to be found. You disappeared. But
Uh-huh.
it's like losing followers. Like I lose followers even though I have more followers than I have, but I lose followers too. Some people stop following, some people stop liking it. It happens. That don't mean like fail, but if you 0% not active,
Mhm.
then you're not in it no more.
You should only
You
be
know?
worried if you have, let's say, if you had millions of dollars, right? You have zero in your account, negative. Then you have zero followers. Then you
Yeah.
have zero likes. You ain't getting no features. Then to me,
Yeah.
that's probably like a
Then you pretty
yeah.
much done. You probably should pursue something else, or I don't know. You should have been saving up